Hey everybody, I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to the Indie Wednesday edition of My Kind of Country on MKOCRadio.com. Got some rockabilly for you tonight. The Twilight Drifters have got a brand new album out called 10 Lively Melodies, and I've got Jeff Miller from the group on the phone with me tonight to talk about this stellar project and their career. Jeff, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Scott. How are you?
Outstanding. What a great album you've got on your hands here, my friend.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We're really excited about it.
Well, as well you should be. I love the cover. It's got that retro look of an album cover, and you've even got the little ring, like on the album that you used to get the little ring from the record. You even got that on there. I think that is such a cool thing.
We think of everything.
Yeah, absolutely. That had to be kind of interesting to make that work on there.
It's tricks of the trade.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Jeff, give me a little bit of background on you and the Twilight Drifters. And there's three of you, the main people in the group, right?
Yes, we are more or less a rockabilly trio based out of Northern California. We've been in existence for almost 10 years, performing around the area, and then we've made our way out to Southern California and other states as well, playing various festivals, and so we're sort of on our trek outward from where we came, and so we got our start playing sort of retro country honky tonk, Bakersfield kind of sound, and with rock and roll, and we kind of developed into more of a rockabilly group over time, as well as Western swing, and so we're sort of we're a work in progress, and I think we're pretty interesting with that in mind, being a work in progress.
Very much so. You've got Todd Hinton on the bass and Brad Cross on the drums, and stellar musicians. Have you guys been friends for a long time?
Yeah, at this point we have been friends for quite a while now. I've played with Brad in several groups as well as Todd, so we're sort of regulars around the Sacramento music scene, and we have through our dealings with the music scene there and other groups, and we become friends, and we have this band which we are in which we are friends and colleagues. So we work well together.
Well, that's fabulous. Well, you mentioned the Bakersfield sound earlier. It's the Bakersfield sound is certainly a melting pot of the music that you talked about. With the rockabilly and Western swing, it all kind of just came together. And one of the legends from the Bakersfield sound, kind of on the other end, on the rockabilly end, was Al Hendricks. And I see you have a song on this new album called Rhonda Lee.
Yes, we do. Al Hendricks has been a good friend of ours. We have been his backup band on several occasions when he does his performances, and he also will make appearances at our performances, and it's always a treat to have him to share the stage with him and have him up and do some songs and tell some of his great stories about his days in Bakersfield with Tally Records and the likes of Buck Owens, and so it's always great to hear from Al.
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely love him. He's become a very good friend, and he's got some monster stories and great music, and it always impresses me. He does not sound as old as he is. I mean, he sounds like he's like 30 years old. He's got that voice and just that excitement when you talk to him,
Absolutely. I hear that a lot. Like, he's just one of those guys that he can still sing, and his voice is still rich, and he's such a great storyteller too. And so he just captivates audiences, and you can't help but sort of learn from him as you watch him do his thing on stage. So it's great to know him.
Well, he speaks very highly of you, and I want to thank him, too, for getting us in touch. I know that he is the reason you sent the CD, and I'm so glad you did, because I've already played some of the songs on my shows, and we're getting great response. And I just, it's one of those albums you just got to put it on and listen to it in its entirety. We live in this day of downloading songs here and there, but albums like this, you got to get the whole thing. And like I said, that record cover, it's really cool just to hold it in your hands and look at it,
Yeah, it's one of the beauties of the days of the albums, where people can hold a piece of art in their hand. It was part of the attraction, and I think that we try to keep that that element alive.
Well, yeah, and that's such a big part of rockabilly. It's a tradition. It's a long-standing musical tradition, and I think one of the most important things is keeping that tradition alive, and you're certainly doing that here.
Thank you.
Well, tell me a little bit more about the album and how you picked some of these songs on here. And I know you've worked with some great musicians on top of the gentlemen that are in the band with you too.
Well, this album we're excited about for a couple of reasons. We had Al Hendricks suggested we do one of his songs, Ronda Lee, and it was just a real honor that he did that, and it just worked out perfectly. Because as it were, we had saxophone already on the album, and we're working with a saxophone player to do other songs with us, and he kind of made that suggestion. It just kind of really worked well, and so we were able to record Ronda Lee in a I think a very respectable way, and which captured the original feel of the song, and as well as we had to add some of our own interpretation to it. So I think we're really excited about that cut, and he expressed that he was really impressed by it too. So we're very excited about that on the album. In addition to that, there's 8 original songs on there, and we're excited about that material. We think it's good, and it's gotten good responses so far. So we're really excited about that. And then we did one other cover of Charlie Rich's "There's Another Place," which is one of our just a good song. So we did our version of that. So we're really excited about the material on the album.
Absolutely, you did a great job on that too. As a lot of folks don't know, that Charlie Rich was really a rockabilly artist when he started out. He was on Sun Records, and then he was on Smash Records, and he did a lot of really cool rockabilly stuff back in his early days before Behind Closed Doors and those songs came out. And this is one of those songs that really stands out. I was really glad to see that you did this one.
Yeah, it's a great song, and we're big Charlie Rich fans, and especially that early stuff. He's, one of our heroes. So
absolutely
excited to do that song.
Absolutely, I had his son on my show about a year ago, Charlie Rich Jr., and he looks and sounds just like him, and it's almost kind of eerie when you talk to him and listen to him. It was really cool.
That is pretty cool.
Well, this album is called 10 Lively Melodies, 10 songs on here. It's Twilight Drifters, and you can visit their website, TwilightDrifters.com. There's no the on that one, sorry folks. TwilightDrifters.com, and you can pick up that album. They have an EP and one other album on there as well. Paint and Primer was your last project, is that right?
Yeah, Paint and Primer was our previous album. That was recorded at Deke Dickerson's Echophonic Studio, and very authentic rockabilly sounding album, and we were very happy with what that came out, and so that was our previous album. And then we had one EP before that, which featured some guest performances from B. Jeffries, who played with Big Sandy and his Fire Eye Boys, and then Little Charlie Beatty from Little Charlie and the Nightcats also played on that first EP called Hopped Up. And this last album we did, I wanted to mention, it was recorded and produced by Kid Anderson, who is a Blues Music Award winner 2 times for his work in Charlie Musselwhite's group, and as well as Rick Estrin and the Nightcats. So a very respected blues guitarist and producer recorded this last album. And I think we intentionally kind of wanted to get a different perspective on our music, so we kind of went with a sort of a blues type artist to see, what different elements he could draw on, and I think it worked out very well.
Absolutely. Well, this is, it's Americana. All this music, like I said earlier, is kind of a melting pot, and it all kind of fits hand to hand. I just love to be able to play this stuff on my shows, and I've always considered rockabilly music to go right along with country music because they're very much intertwined.
Absolutely, yes. They're definitely close relatives, and it's like you said, American music. It encompasses all these styles we're talking about. I think that the band tries to draw from that sort of rich musical tradition, and we use those as elements and on our palette and make the music that we do, and hopefully folks like it.
Absolutely. One of the songs that I really like on this album is called Daddy-O Issues. Tell me about that one.
Well, that's that song. I wrote that song. that song is about you meet some ladies in the world, and they get a little obsessed with you based on maybe your previous relationship, and so this song is sort of a story about that, where the lady's sort of infatuated with someone, and it's kind of she's sort of projecting an image from a previous relationship, and she's got a type. So it's sort of a play on that sort of a scenario with a rockabilly daddy-o type of twist to it.
I love it. That's cool. Do you guys have some tour dates coming up, and what are you working on?
We are going to be playing in Sacramento on March 1st for our CD release show party for this. It's going to be at the Torch Club in Sacramento, and then later on in the year we're going to be at the Redwood Coast Festival in California, playing with many of the bands, I think from across the country. It's a big kind of a roots music festival, and that'll be that's in May, and so we've got other scattered dates throughout the year, but we're still working on our calendar.
Well, fantastic. Well, you can go to twilightdrifters.com, check out all those dates, and if you get a chance, go see these guys. I guarantee you're going to enjoy yourselves, and pick up this new album, 10 Lively Melodies, the Twilight Drifters. It's great stuff, and we're going to play some of the songs for my listeners right now. And Jeff, I want to thank you for taking time to be on the show today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, Scott.
All right, that is Jeff Miller, the Twilight Drifters, 10 Lively Melodies. You can go to twilightdrifters.com, pick up this great album, and we're going to play some songs for you. Here's Rhonda Lee, the great version that they did of the classic Al Hendricks tune, as we continue with our indie special Wednesday, My Kind of Country.
When I love you desperately, Riley, I don't want your company. Riley, I don't want your company. Well, your love has turned cold, and I'm gonna set you free. Well, you told me lies, you made alibis, you cheated every night. My heart still cries, Riley, I don't want your company. Well, you treated me wrong when I loved you desperately. Yeah. You made alibis, you cheated every night. My heart still cries, finally. Why don't you be nice to me? Well, your love has turned cold, and I'm gonna set you free. Riley, I don't want your company. Riley, I don't want your company. Well, your love has turned cold, and I'm gonna set you free. Can't go down to the river where we meet. If I went there, I'm sure my tears would flow. The crazy little drive-in where we used to eat. There's another place I can't go. The town keeps getting smaller day by day. I can't escape the love we used to know. The honky-tonk where we danced the night away. There's another place I can't go. the memories still remain. Well, I can't remember how we used to kiss, the way you said you'd always love me so, and how your loving arms would open wide to me. There's another place I can't go. Pain, you're gone, but the memories still remain. Well, I can't remember how we used to kiss, the way you said you'd always love me so, and how your loving arms would open wide to me. There's another place I can't go. Yeah, there's another place I can't go. There's another place